Georgia, South Georgia, Coastal Drive. Chris is navigating.
The GPS is offline on my phone right now. But we can
That's all
look
right.
at the
We'll use
map.
the paper map. Sorry for the squishy noise. We're trying to stabilize the camera a little bit.
Yeah, we basically do one turn on 17, and then we just go northward from there. Yep. Easy peasy.
I think we should look up Eagle's Nest maps. See if we can find an eagle nest. Because right now they would be should be laying eggs, sitting on eggs. About now, I would think.
My phone, that may help.
We did pass some beautiful old Florida homes, or Georgia homes. We'll try and get a few of those in. It seemed to be a popular short when Chris did the one in Florida, in White County. This is what? US 99?
Correct. And we're going to go past Valona and Crescent.
This is outside of Darien, Georgia.
In McIntosh County.
Live crabs. It didn't look like they were open today, though. It's the end of crab season. One more month. 2 more months. We haven't seen any major grocery stores since we left Brunswick, I guess. Probably. Darien might have a grocery store, but if they do, it's going to be a very small or mom and pop, maybe. Crescent Cafe. Surprised to see a couple, 2 marts. Oh, one was a convenience store, one was a package store back there. Seen a really tiny post office on the way here. Forget what community that was.
Yeah, Crescent.
And I meant back where we saw the little teeny post office. They said it was smaller than the one in Christmas, Florida.
Oh, shucks, yeah. Can't recall.
And we planned this trip about a month ago. I think. So you can't always plan the weather. That's what I said. We just make do. We're supposed to have some sunny day. Well, it's going to be colder. But it's going to be dry. So I think those colder, dry days are when we'll hit the forts. And we should go up to Savannah and go to the SCAD Museum. Tomorrow. It's supposed to rain again.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do the SCAD Museum.
Maybe.
Because we're not too far from Savannah. dinner reservations at a place called The Nest. And then I think Monday we have reservations at a place called Hilliards. And both, now there's supposed to be some really great restaurants on St. Simon's Island, but they were like steakhouses, so very bland. Their sides looked very bland. Like there was nothing interesting or creative about the menus. So we opted for these two other restaurants to check out because they looked interesting and innovative. And one of the restaurants actually does a charcuterie board where you can pick what items you want on the board. And what they had there, believe it or not, were those little Bukino, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, those peppers that I had in San Juan, Puerto Rico in my salad. They have them at this restaurant. So they will be making an appearance again, and the ones that I'm growing from seed are looking fabulous so far. Hopefully they'll transplant well too. Okay, we get a little break from the wipers here. And a lot of deer moss back there on the side of the road. Eulonia is the community we're in now.
Yeah. This might be 17. We'll be turning right on 17.
Shell Creek Seafood. They're open. Now those markets, so in Georgia, and I don't know about your communities where you live, but here, a lot of times if you go to a Chinese restaurant that's a log cabin, that's a first. But a lot of these places that are, say they're seafood markets, you can go there and buy things to take home, but generally for a minor charge, they will go ahead and steam and cook whatever you choose, and then you can sit down and eat them. And it's like, I don't know, $1 to steam shrimp or whatever. So that's quite popular with restaurants both in Georgia and in Florida. I imagine even these communities, Sepulveda Station, I imagine even these communities are a lot of Gullah Geechee people.
Yeah,
There's a good
Wiggly.
old Piggly Wiggly. Pork chops on sale, $1.99 a pound. Wow, that's a Macintosh Manor. Oh. Huh. That looked interesting. I think that's a historical site.
Mm-hmm.
So Darien was founded by Scottish Highlanders. And so that's why you'll see a lot of last names with that are Scottish. Sepulveda River. The current's pretty swift there. It's surprising. I like how they had the parking right there at the bridge if you want to crab or fish. Right off the bridge there. It's nice. So I'm all discombobulated. I feel like we're going south.
We're going north. And keep a sharp eye to the right for Harris Neck Road. I think it's not going to be for a little bit.
I'm going to guess a lot of these little seafood places, they probably do their own shrimping and crabbing and other fishing. High Hope is another historical marker. Chris said there were how many historic markers in this county?
55.
55. So yeah, being just south of Savannah, one of the original 13 colonies, you're going to have a lot of activity around this area. I guess it was, you'll learn more about some of the other history of why this is the second oldest city as we go along in the week. They abolished slavery here in 1777, you said?
So, well, they put a resolution against it in the 1750s, but then it was that was rescinded about 10 years later because they couldn't make a go of it financially without institutional slavery on their plantations. So they were opposed to it, but they just didn't have laborers to run things.
When did Reynolds start his plantation?
That was in the 30s and 50s. I mean, R.J. Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the heir that bought it, and he bought the area, and that was in the 30s to 50s. Yeah, he made out well because it was the Depression, and he had money, and the folks that owned it before ran out of money.
Now I think that other triangle on the map is where Edison had his plant.
Oh, okay.
His other plant.
Oh, okay. So we could go beyond. Yeah, once we get to the smallest church in America, we can continue on Harris Neck Road to see that.
Yeah, I don't. And that is Harris Neck. I think he's said with the triangle.
Right.
But yeah. But I don't know if there's anything there commemorating that. So the other thing was that, and we learned this down in Florida at the Edison Ford Museum, is that Edison used Spanish moss that you see hanging off the trees, used that as cushioning for the seats in the cars that he built. So apparently there was a factory here in Georgia that did that. I had no idea. I thought they were doing that in Florida since that's where we learned about it. But no, that part of the factory, kind of like today where they make parts for vehicles in different factories, Ford did the same here. He had them doing the seats in Georgia at, what is the name of the community? Hammock?
Hog Hammock.
Hog Hammock. See, this is our first day and we've already learned a lot. Learned a heck of a lot already. I think we're going to have a really good dinner tonight and sleep very well. It's the thing when we travel too, we tend to, well, Chris had breakfast this morning. It wasn't even a freebie. You had to pay for it because we're at a Sheraton by Marriott. So Sheraton hotels have paid restaurants. They'll do the freebie breakfast. So, but it wasn't too bad. You said it was $11 for egg, sausage, toast, and
Eggs,
or
sausage,
biscuit.
and potatoes.
Yeah,
I mean, it was okay. But
for $11, not bad. And you said it was a cheese biscuit at least.
Sausage, cheese, egg, and cheese.
Oh, sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Yeah.
And potatoes.
Yeah.
For $11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overpriced.
Yeah.
Overpriced. That shouldn't be more than like, in my opinion, $7-8. Towboats USA. Oh no, that was Sea Tow that time that we had to get rescued. They had to come and get us that time.
Yeah.
We ran
Ran
aground. Oh, there's an old cemetery. Oh, William Bartram Trail. Are you kidding me?
No,
That's wild. Now we've been on 3 parts of the William Barton Trail.
okay.
That's crazy. Might have to turn around just to look at that. Or we're going to come back
We're
this
gonna
way.
come back this way anyway.
That's all
I
right.
don't know.
Or maybe we won't.
When we go back, do we want to run by the Piggly Wiggly to get our few odds and ends? And
Oh yeah, we
do
could do
a
that.
cultural tour of Piggly Wiggly.
I don't think so. I don't know about a cultural
I think it
tour.
gets some views.
I don't know. Piggly Wiggly's making a comeback. Like when I came up here for school in 9th grade, that was the store in the community. The only store, Piggly Wiggly. It looked old and run down then. Okay, now we have to go because I want to stop by that cemetery and
Okay.
see
Yeah, well, here's
that
Harris
part of
Neck
the trail.
coming up, and then we can
Make a right?
Well, yeah, just keep going. I think it's just past Harris. Yeah, the smallest church in America is right there on the right. So go. Yeah, there it is.
Here we go, folks. Smallest church in America. Christ Chapel in Memory Park.